Welcome back to Eyewitness News here on the KSCW. Our lawyer Charlie O'Hara in the studio with us this morning. Give us a call, 436-1212, if you've got a legal question. Thanks for being here on this Wednesday.
Sure.
All right, we do have a couple callers on the line for Charlie. Go ahead, caller. What's your question for us this morning?
Yes, good morning. Yes, I got a felony driving while suspended back about 10 years ago, and I need to know how I go about getting that expunged from my record.
Well, an expungement, for those of you that don't know what that means that you can petition the court and have them rule that you take the charge off the books, and so you can actually swear under oath that you've never been convicted. So it's real good for people that have made a mistake in their past and straighten their lives up and want to go on. But the procedure you have to do is you have to actually go to court, petition the court has to approve. Usually the prosecutor's office is involved, so there's a little procedure in doing so. There's all kinds of limitations. Some kinds of convictions can never be expunged. Others that are less serious can be expunged in 3 or 5 years. Some of them are 10 years. So it kind of depends on each case. But what you want to do is look at the books and probably get a hold of a lawyer and get that expunged. But usually after 10 years for a charge like that, I think you can get it taken off your record.
And obviously, I'm sure that helps if you're looking for a job or something.
Yes. Now, with the internet today, usually they can figure out if you've been convicted. But some judges that you're not, I mean, some jobs you're not able to get it with a conviction on your record, so you can get it taken off, so it's not actually on there.
Okay.
So it does help for a lot of things.
Okay, good news. All right, thank you, Charlie. Okay, we do have another caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. What's your question this morning?
Yes, I was wanting to know what you can do about harassing phone calls from student loans.
Well, I assume it's the people that you owe the money to that are calling you up all the time. People are not supposed to call you and harass you. Lenders are not supposed to call you and harass you, and you need to tell them to quit calling you. Obviously, the first step is if you can make some payments on that. Usually if it's a government loan or something like that, if you make steady payments, they'll back off. If it gets to some collection agencies, they never back off, so you may have to go to the district attorney's office if you're being harassed, Consumer Affairs, or if you can't do that, you can contact an attorney and the attorney can get a hold of them and hopefully get that straightened out. The first thing you ought to try to do, though, is see if you can make arrangements to get that paid. Some kind of payment schedule.
Even if it's something small?
Yes, even if it's small, at least get a steady payment going so they leave you alone.
Okay, so even if you haven't paid them, they're still not allowed to call you and harass you?
Well, no one's allowed to call anybody and harass them. So if it gets to be a harassment that's causing problems, they need to stop, and it becomes something that the government will make them stop if they don't.
Okay, I think a lot of people may not know that, so good advice. Okay, we do have another caller on the line for Charlie this morning. Go ahead, caller. What's your question for us?
Okay, I wanted to know if you have to be on long-term disability for a certain amount of time before you apply for Social Security disability.
Well, I don't think you actually do. I'm not sure about all the answers to that, but it would seem logical that if you're actually disabled and you have medical reports to say that you're never going to be able to work again, that you could petition and get on disability. So I think it all depends on the circumstances. Obviously, if you haven't been able to work for a long time for a specific reason, it supports your case. But if you're disabled and you can't work, you should qualify for disability.
Okay, and that's something you have to go through the whole legal proceedings as well anyways.
That would be correct. Now, sometimes they'll agree. I mean, it doesn't take very much, but sometimes it's rather contested. So when it's contested, you're usually better off with an attorney.
Okay, I was going to say hire a lawyer. Always the best route to go.
That's usually the best way to go.
Okay, well, thank you, Charlie. We appreciate your time today as usual.
Okay, thank you.